Hi everyone, this is Jordan Abroad and welcome back to our YouTube channel. So before we start, I invite you to subscribe to this channel by clicking the subscribe button below. And today, our content is about the 10 things not to do in New Zealand. So in this video, I outline 10 things to watch out for while visiting New Zealand. And cultural differences still exist, and this topic can make you more confident and careful when visiting New Zealand by avoiding these 10 mistakes. So we know that you will respect the nature, the culture, and the local language, and all I can say is New Zealand is an incredible destination. So here we go. So the top 1 things not to do in New Zealand is expect a sale and buy on sale. So during certain periods of the year, which includes end of the season sales, a lot of New Zealand business advertise major savings or discount on products. So it's crucial to be mindful of prospective challenges, and in New Zealand, anticipating discount for sale is normally acceptable and may represent a smart way of saving financial resources or money. So particularly on items that have seasonal changes like coats, jackets, and boots. So for example, coats are not usually used in summertime here in New Zealand. So these are called the seasonal items. So monitoring the selling prices of these products that you are intrigued, as well as receiving updates regarding a drop with these services or websites are very recommendable. So based on our own experience, last time we go to the mall and we buy on a Mother's Day last May, and we buy coats, and it's really satisfying to buy on special occasions like this. And since coats are products that have seasonal changes, like I've mentioned a while ago, so I use the coat more this winter. So another trivia regarding different seasons in New Zealand. So the summertime here in New Zealand are the months of December, January, February, and autumn are the months of March, April, and May. And the winter time are the months of June, July, August, and the spring are the months of September, October, and November. So the top 2 things not to do in New Zealand is, what does impolite means in New Zealand? So loud or excessive sound while eating are also considered unpleasant here, and also chewing gum while speaking with someone, as well as being extremely direct about the way somebody looks, are also viewed unfriendly in New Zealand. So keep a respectful distance and demonstrate kindness towards people's privacy. People might think of you to be offensive if you consistently stare at them long enough. So the top 3 things not to do in New Zealand are, people are not materialist here in New Zealand and are not fond of dressing up. So there doesn't seem significant community responsibilities to get dressed up in New Zealand. So the country's temperature, which are frequent reasons of putting together heavy attire, are also having an effect on their preference of simple attire. And people from New Zealand tend to dress less extravagantly plus conveniently, which can be a result of their relaxed way of living and appreciation for convenience and practicality. So I will give you our own experience here. So I like dressing up, and I noticed that many times when we go out, I get simple compliments that I look professional, or I look well dressed. So I get this compliment from people whether I'm going to the bank or in the restaurant. So because of this, I've managed to balance things out and only dress for formal occasions. But I have managed to dress in simple ways as much as possible to avoid being mistaken to be different. So the top 4 things not to do in New Zealand is, resist purchasing a house because real estate is costly and rental is suggested. So this statement is recommendable to the people who are new to the country. So given that purchasing property is often thought of by many as the Kiwi people's desires, so certain individuals and their household could discover that rental is a better value considering that the elevated price of home ownership, so the likelihood of changing financing costs and ongoing maintenance obligations. So with New Zealand, there are plenty of reasons why people are renting instead of purchasing a house, and particularly considering a range of options it offers and the financial challenges it involves. So it depends to our own perspective and to our own financial resources. So That's it. So the top 5 things not to do in New Zealand is cook at home instead of eating out. So the increasing price for necessities and unemployment among the primary explanations of a pattern in New Zealand into greater food preparation at home with fewer eating out. So preparing at home is a cheaper alternative for lots of people in New Zealand, as dining out, in particular a takeout meal for example, has grown much more expensive. So I will give you an example based on our own experience. So based on our own experience, we like to buy at affordable price over time. And we only buy things that we can buy in small quantities. So because most vegetables and perishables are not worth the money. So we observe that. So you can figure out that along your preferences. So to budget things out, I plan the menu for the week and I pick food that is not easy to get spoiled, like pasta, especially that we are renting right now a room. So we have to make ways to be smart because not every day we're able to cook. So we need to have a meal that can preserve along 1 to 2 days. For example, we can buy canned goods. And I recommend you not to cook food that is easily to spoil. So the top 6 things not to do in New Zealand is avoid purchasing in large quantities. So if you don't use all that you buy, overspending may result to a food waste and maybe increase total expenses. So if purchasing in wholesale can lead to a lower expenses, it is often not most beneficial course of action. So especially in countries like New Zealand, because the size of the household here, including available storage, might matter smaller than other countries. 7 things not to do in New Zealand is always avoid discussing money. Instead, look about other topics. So New Zealanders are not fans of being asked about their income or the amount they made from the sale of their home. Top 8 things not to do in New Zealand is make a tea for your guests. So tea is a multi-purpose beverage that is loved by people of all ages and origins in New Zealand with a variety of flavors. It has flexible options that can be customized to suit personal tastes. In New Zealand, it is usual to provide a tea for a sign of hospitality and representing the country's traditions of closeness. So making a tea for your guests can provide a feeling of community by making visitors feel at ease. And it can also foster social interaction and make the place feel pleasant. This is also a form of social bonding, and having a cup of tea together offers a chance to talk. So the top 9 things not to do in New Zealand is no tips are given. So because hospitality workers in New Zealand are usually paid an appropriate salary, tips are not commonly used as the main form of earnings. So strong labor rules and minimum wage requirements in New Zealand are also the reasons for this regarding tipping. So tipping is an appreciated way to show appreciation for outstanding service, even it is not required. So the last thing not to do in New Zealand is, in New Zealand, the wind is really strong, and always keep the wind in mind. So in some areas and during particular weather conditions, New Zealand wind can be quite strong and should not be taken lightly. And it is advisable to be mindful and to take the appropriate safety measures, particularly when participating in outdoor activities. So I hope these 10 things not to do in New Zealand help you to make your life convenient in staying here, or if you have plans to go here in New Zealand, you have learnings that you have secret learnings that you can use to be confident and to make your life convenient and safe. So, and that is all for the 10 things not to do in New Zealand. So thank you for continuing support to our channel, and I hope you will continue to support us by subscribing Journey Abroad YouTube channel, and God bless, and until our next videos. Bye!